So I just wanted to check in really quick. I just had this thought on my mind. I was out driving around yesterday with my worker, and I'm like, I have this thought on my mind. Just Torrington's being Torrington, but of Torrington being Torrington, but um, it's ironic too that some people can have success, and then the next day their success can fail because they choose to give into their addictions or their problems. But I just had a lot. I just have all these different thoughts on my mind because I was driving down the hill of East Main Street yesterday, and my worker and I saw this lady here, who I guess we used to have this beautiful workout studio or something here in town, and she's a beautiful lady, but she has she has this problem where she drinks, she drinks and she's an alcoholic, and then she's kind of gotten into alcoholism the last several years, and now when you see her, she's like drunker than a skunk, and she's like her speech is all slurred, and it's just like, you just think what happened, what happened to the point that she gave up on her dreams and gave up on the things that really mattered the most. I mean, she's a beautiful lady, but she has this problem where she smells like alcohol. She's drunker than a skunk. I mean, it's like, and my thoughts just going down the road and passing her by and thinking about some stuff and just thinking about some things. I'm thinking to myself like, well, this lady's probably, drunker than a skunk, and who knows what's going on with her in Torrington, because Torrington's Torrington, people get drunker than a skunk, people get higher than high, and then the next thing you know, they're like sleeping with people behind closed doors, or sleeping with strangers, and people with STDs, and drug addicts, and, because that's kind of Torrington for you. Everybody wants to get high and everybody wants to drink and stuff to forget about their pain and their problems. But fortunately, I don't have that luxury where I can't do those things because of health reasons and just the conscious level of my recovery and stuff that I just don't go near those type of things. But so normally I have to tough it out just as is. But just thinking to myself, well, what happened to this poor lady that, when I see her from time to time, she's drunker than a skunk, and it's like, beautiful lady, too. Beautiful lady who had a workout studio, and she was pretty much in shape and stuff, but when it came to, her dreams and stuff, she chose to just be more about the bottle and stuff and let the bottle kind of take over her life and, destroy her situation, But my whole thoughts were about her yesterday. I was like driving down the hill, and I'm like, well, I'm thinking to myself too. I'm like, how many people has she kind of let her guards down with and stuff, and like violate her because she's drunker than a skunk and stuff, or like get one over on her because she's not thinking clearly because she's drunker than a skunk. It's like, I don't know. Torrington bothers me. Torrington bothers me because people are just kind of getting higher than high, or sleeping around, or just basically just being drunk or high, or I don't know. Torrington, people say, oh, there's not a lot to do in Torrington. There's not a lot to do. I mean, not everybody works on their craft like I do, and everybody works on their craft and puts their goals to a dream. But some people are very, some people get very upset too, about with me because I have a dream and I'm trying to live my dream and stuff, while other people feel that there's not a lot to do in town and stuff, and then the things that there are to do, it's like that some people feel like it's like kissing ass and stuff, but I don't know. But just my thought of the day about this lady who had a workout studio and stuff. A pretty lady, but she's drunker than a skunk, and it's like, which makes her really unattractive when you're drunker than a skunk and you're just not. And it just made me wonder what happened to this lady, because it's like, even my worker said, this lady had you could recognize the lady by her cheekbones, and how she, had a workout studio, and how she used to have a workout studio on Water Street, and how she was doing really well, and, all of a sudden everything just goes downhill for her, and people were just, I don't know. But, you know, poor lady, poor lady in town is just, I don't know. But she's been on my mind a lot because I've seen her a couple of times. I've seen her almost like 4 years ago. I've seen her. I've seen her and and she's kind of approached me and stuff, and I kind of know what to say to her because she was smelling like alcohol and stuff, and I'm like, wow, she's drunker than a skunk, and it's just like, but I don't know, but I'm just thinking to myself, like, what happens to people? Like, what happens to people to make them lose their dreams or make them lose sight of the bigger picture, a bigger picture of hope in life where they have to just give in to alcohol or drugs 24/7 and not really want to live clean and sober, So I'm just thinking to myself, like, it's a shame, Beautiful lady too, but she's unattractive because she's given too much into the bottle and given too much into whatever she's doing. But that's probably not really going to be attractive or whatever else. But I don't know. I just like okay. But anyways, this is just my thought of the day. I just wanted to get that off my chest because that's been on my mind. Especially the part where she's drunker than where I feel like she's probably going to be sitting there drunker than a skunk, and people are probably, just taking advantage of her and stuff, and it's just like, I don't know, but anyways, Torrington for you.